and welcome to my kitchen, Cooking with Sofrito. Today we're going to make a delicious chicken Italiano that is stuffed with cheese and tomatoes, and it's just delicious. Certainly switch the recipe around and stuff it with ham or chorizo. Just try it in different varieties, but today we're going to make it simple. The first thing I want to do is mix some of the pesto. You could buy it store-bought or you could make it. Sometimes I make it. So today I bought some. So we're going to put some of that mixture right in this little bowl. I would say about 2 tablespoons. And I have also a mixture of pesto sun-dried tomatoes. So just equal amount. And we're going to mix this together. This is such a yummy dish. You're gonna love it. I saw this dish and I changed it up a little bit. Of course, in its original is absolutely delicious, but I wanted to experiment with it, and I also use my sofrito, Italiano sofrito, and I'll show you in a minute how. One of the other things I want to do before I start to assemble, in this dish, what they did, they rolled it up, they stuffed it, rolled it up, fried it. I'm not going to fry it. I'm going to put it directly into the oven. And for that reason, because this is chicken breast, it doesn't have that much oil at all, I am going to put some olive oil on the bottom of my pan here, my baking dish. And I want to put some wine, white wine. You don't have to. You could use cooking wine. You could use, or you could use chicken stock. Okay. So what I want to do is to start to assemble my chicken breast by stuffing the chicken breast. So let's see here. So if you have small chicken breasts that you cut up and they're tiny in size, what you could do is basically put them together, 2 small pieces together, and roll it. So this is marinating here. And we really want that basil flavor in the chicken breast. And that's why not only is it marinated with my Italian Sofrito that has pesto in it, but I also want to add a little bit more just to bring that flavor strongly in this dish. So I'm just going to lay out my chicken breast and we're going to stuff it. And we're going to start with, I just want to put this here where you can see it, with our pesto, the sun-dried tomato pesto and the original pesto. And we're just going to spread just slightly. It doesn't have to be much because the meat is already marinated and seasoned. Just a little bit, slightly. All throughout the chicken breast. And I normally make this with fresh mozzarella, but I had a lot of cheese from the holidays, mozzarella shredded, and I said, what can I make with this mozzarella that I have there before? I don't want it to go to waste. So I said, hey, why not make our chicken, stuffed chicken with shredded mozzarella? But usually I make it with the fresh mozzarella, and it's one of my family's favorite dishes. So we're going to start, I'm going to add the tomatoes that you have to thinly slice. If you don't thinly slice it, it's gonna roll, it's not gonna, the chicken is not gonna roll. Okay, and then I'm going to take, this is a mixture of Italian cheeses that I have here. And you could buy that at the store, mixed Italian cheeses. And I am going to add some of the mozzarella. And it doesn't have to be much, just a little bit. And I usually put it right at the edge in the front and then roll it. Okay, so I'm going to start this one here. And I'll bring a close-up later so you can see it. And just roll it just like this. If you feel uncertain, you could put a toothpick over it and put it in your dish. I don't do that. I just roll it to the side that's open down. And we're just going to continue to stuff and roll our chicken. So I changed boards because I realized I was using my wooden board, which you don't want to cut chicken, or you don't want to have poultry on that type of surface wood board because it has a grain. So I just put a little bit of Clorox and rinsed it. And I'm going to continue to roll our chicken. Hi and welcome back. So now I let my chicken sit in the fridge for about 15-20 minutes, but I want to put it out in a larger cookie sheet or pan because I want it to spread out, because when I add the cherry tomatoes after the chicken is almost done, about 15 minutes before it's done, you add the cherry tomatoes so they could roast and plump, and it's gonna be delicious. I want it to have enough space. So let's transfer the chicken over. The tray that I'm using is not large enough for how I want the cherry tomatoes to look or roast. If I put the cherry tomatoes in this crowded dish, what's gonna happen is just not gonna roast properly. It's not gonna look as beautiful. So I decided to put it on a larger tray. I cook for my whole family, so I cook a lot. I don't cook a little bit of food. So you're gonna find that I cook a lot of food all the time. Okay, so I put some aluminum foil on the bottom, and this is non-stick aluminum foil, just to protect my cookie sheet, and it'll last longer for me. So I'm going to transfer the rolls over. I am also going to add some chicken stock, and this is going to help it cook while it's in the oven. Not only that, but give it a lot of flavor. Just want to make sure that it doesn't leave the aluminum foil. So I'm just going to bend the sides here a little bit. And if it does, it's okay, but try to keep most of that liquid inside the aluminum foil. Okay, so all you have to do is bend it over just slightly. And there you go. Also, what I want to do is add a little bit of the leftover pesto, or whatever is left over. And this is all going to combine together. And I think I could add just a little bit more of the chicken broth because I want it to also make a sauce for us. There it goes. So I am going to put it in the oven at 450 for about 35 minutes. At the 35-minute point, remember we're Spanish Dominican, we overcook the meat. So we cook our meat for a while. So if you want to take it out of the oven a little earlier, 15 minutes earlier, and then continue cooking it once you put the cheese, that's fine. So I am going to put it in the oven, and then I am going to take it back out, put mozzarella cheese on top that was left over. We're gonna put the mozzarella on top and put it back in the oven for another 5 to 8 minutes till the cheese completely melts, and then we take it out. So now I am going to put it in the oven, and when we come back, it'll be ready for us to add the cheese, put it back in the oven. Hi and welcome back. So with our chicken, I decided we're going to have rice, pesto rice. And this is one of my daughter-in-law's favorite ways of having the rice. And my grandson loves it too. So we're gonna start by adding some olive oil. We're going to add Italiano Sofrito, and my pot overheated while I was getting all the ingredients, which is fine. We'll just turn it off. I am going to add about 2 tablespoons of the Italiano sofrito. It's a very flavorful rice, but it's not really that as strong as people might think. And it's absolutely amazingly delicious, and it goes very well with our chicken dish. We're going to add some of that pesto. Another spoon here. About a little bit less than a tablespoon of the pesto. And remember that the Italian sofrito already has pesto in it. And I am going to add about a tablespoon of the sun-dried tomato pesto. And we're just going to turn this back on and let it saute for a little bit. Let all those flavors come out and mingle together. I also have some of the tomatoes that were left that I didn't use for the chicken. I'm going to add that and saute it together. If you don't have any tomatoes left, you don't have to add the tomatoes. So I'm just going to let that saute for a little bit. So I'm just letting the tomatoes wilt in there and combine with the sofrito and the pesto. And if you need to lower the heat, lower the heat. You can always raise the heat later. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of salt. And taste as you go. So once you add the water, if you want to taste it and see if it's to your taste, or if you want to add a little more of the salt, you can certainly do that. And I'm going to mix everything together. Just mix the rice and the sofrito and the pesto with that olive oil. Just let everything mix together. If you want a deeper color, you could add a little bit of tomato paste to it, but they like it just like this, with this light color. It's absolutely beautiful. So since we added 3 cups of rice, we're going to add 4 cups of water. And then we really have 4 cups of water that we're going to add. Let me stir it a little bit better. Here. Stir it well. Make sure that every grain is coated. And we're going to add the 4 cups of water. And we're gonna let it come to a boil, dry down, and then lower it to the lowest point that you can. Put it on low and let it cook. You're gonna come back and you're going to turn the rice, and I'll show you how that's done once the rice is ready to turn. welcome back. So our chicken is out, and I just want to show you, if you want to do a really nice presentation, buy the chicken already cut in slices, and then it'll come out all even. Mine is a little, some are small, some are larger, because I cut the chicken breast myself. So this is our chicken, and once you plate it, and you plate it really nicely, no one will even notice. Our cheese is melted. Oh, our tomatoes, cherry tomatoes are roasted. It just looks beautiful. And now you want to add a little more color. It looks beautiful as it is, but I want to add something green. So I have a little bit of cilantro. You could use parsley, but I have some fresh cilantro from my sofrito I had left over. I made a lot of sofrito today, as I told you before. So I had a lot of cilantro available. And look at what a difference that green just makes on the dish. So now with the juices that are left over from the chicken, you could either pour it right on top of the chicken, or you could put it in a gravy bowl or jar. I'm just going to grab it, bring that gravy bowl, dish over, pour it in. And there you have it. Set this to the side. Be careful it's not still hot. We're ready to plate our dish. It looks so delicious. I can't wait to get a bite of that chicken. Let's see here. We're gonna have a little bit of rice right on the side here. We're going to have some of that chicken. Look at that cheese. And some of those cherry tomatoes right on top. Nice side of green salad. This is the lettuce salad, baby lettuces, which will go just heavenly with this dish. And there you are. Doesn't that look absolutely yummy and delicious? Enjoy.